we been able to intercept some bitcoins and transfer them to another wallet. It was about like 6,000 bitcoins.
6,000 Bitcoin.
Yeah, he told me that we could make money, and I was like, tell me more about it. He was like, hey, have you heard about that crypto exchange? I didn't even know what was crypto at that time.
So a 15-year-old pulls up to a club and is getting private tables and bottles.
And obviously, authority wondered, where did you get that money?
You then went to Harvard, but at the same time, at 19, you said you started your first company?
Event company, social network based on the event industry. You guys are going to work for me, and you guys are going to have like minimum 6 figures, and in exchange, you get like equity on the parent company and all those things. And we were like, wait a minute. That's not what we agreed on. We felt like betrayed. We felt like this was the end. The company wouldn't survive that because we've been so reckless. Instead of waiting for the money, we started like taking commitment everywhere, spending a lot of money that we didn't necessarily have at the time. At that time, I was raising $2 million, like, one go. So what happened is that we actually never got the money. And I told him like, look, we built something great. We did all this together. We had all those people like believing in us. I think we should continue like this. Let's just bring that company without funding and without the needs of other people external needing.
Gaetan,
Hi, Thomas.
thanks for being here.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
Absolutely. So we're in Medellin, Colombia. And do you call it Medellin or Medellin?
I call it Medellin. But
Medellin. Yeah, some people say Medellin, some people say Medellin. But no, we're in Medellin, Colombia. And actually, this is a perfect day to do this because this is officially like 1 year, at least 1 year anniversary of you being part of the community, the Entre House. We met like, I don't know, a month or two before that. But yeah, it's a perfect day for that because I realized like, oh, this is the first anniversary, which like you said, it went super fast.
Yeah, super fast. Yeah, I
can't
was
believe-
impressed when I was like, wow, already 1 year.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. I guess it was end of February last year. But yeah, no, you're here, we're in Medellin. You have a lot of different, experience background. And I want to talk about that a little bit with specifically just starting out the journey that you've had looking for the community in Colombia, because you actually came to Colombia, but unlike most people, because most people come straight to Medellin,
Yeah.
at least that I know. But I think you came and lived in Bogota,
Yes.
or I guess remind me what you're like, because you came to Colombia where you first came.
So I came 4 years ago, I remember. And I came here in Bogota first. Yeah. So that was the first city I visited. And basically, I loved the city before. And I decided to stay there for a little while. The thing is that's true. I couldn't see or I couldn't meet like people that will actually, be entrepreneurs and, share the same interest than I do. Like most of them were like party oriented. And it was not necessarily what I was actually looking for. But it wasn't something that I was, necessarily I cared about. I just love the city. I love the people. I love the culture. And I decided to stay there. And then I moved in Santa Marta. I lived in Santa Marta for about a year. And after that, I felt like it was too hot. I mean, it was great for like, I realized that Santa Marta is great. It's a nice city, but it's great for holidays. Like when you're staying too long, I felt like I missed the city side, of like the comfort of living in a city. So I decided to check another city. I was like, hey, why not Medellin? I've never been to Medellin and let's check it out. And I loved it. I was like, I fell in love literally with everything about Medellin, and I decided to stay there. And so yeah, that was basically the parkour that I did like from 4 years ago till now. And I've been in Medellin for 2 years now.
So we met a year into you being in Medellin. Yeah.
Yeah, about a year, yes.
Yeah. And I remember the way that we connected was you saw a video on Instagram.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, that's right. So basically, I think that I saw that, an ad that you made. I'm not sure what it was. It was about a casino event, and made me realize that actually this was actually what I've been looking for a long time. Like I felt like a created proximity where like a lot of people are like business oriented and with who you can share like different interests, like mutual interest and talk business. So I told myself like, hey, why not give it a try? So I just send you a message, shoot you a message, and then after that,
Yeah.
It was very great. I've been seeing that video a lot of times. So the first time I was like, oh, that sounds great. You know, like I just passed it, but every single day I saw that. So maybe it's a sign or something. You know,
The persistency.
and I was like,
I get told now that people see the ads like everywhere when we have them on.
I still see that today. Like today, like every time that I open my Instagram, I just see your videos. And
Yeah.
But yeah,
That's funny. So tell us for those listening, because most of these people are probably going to be founders. For the audience, I'm assuming most of them are in Medellin, or they're planning on coming to Medellin, or just interested in the community in general. You know, wherever they're based, I guess. But share a little bit about kind of your background, like where you grew up and your journey, because I already know like quite a bit. But it'd be fun to talk about and go in depth in that, and obviously for those listening, you know, to hear about a little bit.
yes, of course. So I'm from Belgium. So a lot of people told me like, where's Belgium? which was a little weird, but like, let's say that, yeah. So I'm from Belgium, and I grew up in a small city in the Flemish, like that's where the part where they speak Dutch, in the Flemish county.
Where they speak Dutch.
They speak Dutch. Yeah.
Is that your first language?
My second language.
Okay.
Because my mother language was French. So I was basically speaking French first because
Okay.
I was speaking French at home.
Okay.
But yeah. And then what happened is that, after that, I moved to the UK, where I decided to study there first. And then right away, I went to the United States. But yeah, my background is basically tech. So since I was a little kid, I love video games. I love all those kind of things. I was so passionate about that. So I had like a team, like, friends that I've been playing like every time, every day, all along. And this is what I think brought me to the tech world, basically.
Playing video games.
Playing video games.
What were the games you were playing back then?
I've been playing a lot of Call of Duty.
A lot of what?
Call of Duty.
Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Oh,
I've been
nice.
playing a lot of Call of Duty, a lot of League of Legends,
League of Legends. Nice.
Overwatch, a lot of different MMORPG game, like Dofus, like Flive, and like a lot of games that have been. And I think that this is what brought me to the tech world, because I realized that I was questioning myself all the time, like, how does that things work? Like, how do you create a game? Like, how do you make it like that? Like, and then I had a goal, like building my own game. So this is how I decided to learn technology.
This is like super young.
Yeah.
Because I remember there's a story.
Like I started like at 10 or 11.
10
or 11, I believe so. Yeah, 10 or 11. I started learning how to code because I started like working around like, forums on the internet, like learning by myself how to create like a basic HTML website. And like from there, I decided to know how to build a video game. So I decided like, I started building like private servers of games, like World of Warcraft private servers, Flive private servers, like when I was playing with my friends. And the fun is that, you control exactly what you want. You want to be level max, but instead of level max, you're like, and broke that game. We had like about like 500, 700 users max. And this was great. It was fun. I was the admin and trying to manage that. And at that time, I think I was 13.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. And this is from there that I started like, learning how to code. And then from there, I started like building website for other people to make some money at 14. But this was, I started very young, extremely young. And then from there, I built my first company when I was 19.
Wait, so before we get to the first company, there's another story that I thought was just, super fascinating and interesting. When you were 14, was it you and a friend, I think? At least I've heard this. Maybe you told me or someone else told me, or we were at a table, people were talking about it. But you got into like a crypto exchange or wallet or something.
Yeah. So yeah, technically what we had is that, I was like 14 at the time with a friend.
Yeah.
And that friend was literally the genius of the group. Like he was the one that was actually teaching me, mentoring me how to do stuff. But we were the
14. Was he 14?
Yeah, he was 15.
So you guys 14 had the geniuses and mentors.
And basically what happened is that he told me that he thought that we could make money. And I was like, oh, tell me more about it. So yeah, obviously I was interested. And basically he was like, hey, have you heard about that crypto exchange? And I said like, no, I didn't even know what was crypto at that time. I just learned what was it, and he was explaining what was Bitcoin and how we could like actually withdraw the Bitcoin to actually get money from that. And I told him like, oh, interesting. How do we do that? And he was like, actually, there is that website that I've inspected, and I think that there is something that we can do with that. I was like, let's do it.
At 14 years old.
And so basically, yeah, he found a loophole on the website, like a vulnerability. And what he did, what we did was that, yeah, we being able to intercept some Bitcoins and transfer them to another wallet. And at the end of the day, yeah, the fun thing is that, yeah, he literally took, at the time it wasn't so much, but in today's, it would be a lot, but it was about like 6,000 Bitcoins, 7,000 Bitcoins.
6,000 Bitcoin.
Yeah, more or less 6,000.
And how much was that back then?
That's
That's a lot today.
That's a lot today.
That is a lot today.
But yeah, I don't remember, but it was a significant amount of money too. Like for 14, 15 years old, it was definitely significant. So yeah, so what he said was that, okay, we got a Bitcoin, so let's be quiet. Let's not say anything. Let's not do anything. And let's just, relax. What happened is that he did the opposite of being. So he ended up like going to Morocco on holidays. He ended up like spending a lot of money going to clubs and stuff. And
at 14 years old.
Yeah, he was
so
15. But yeah.
15. So a 15-year-old pulls up to a club and is getting private tables with bottles.
And obviously, authority wondered like, hey, where did you get that money? And I started investigating and realized that this was like this. And then at the end of the day, I couldn't actually enjoy that the amount of Bitcoins. But yeah, we got caught, and we had to give back all the Bitcoins and had to do some work, public work.
Yeah, that's such a crazy story.
Yeah,
you guys hacked a crypto exchange.
Yeah, that was fun.
So you then went to Harvard, or you went to the States, right? You went and got a visa program and started going to school there. But at the same time, at 19, you said you started your first. What was your first company that you started?
Yes, it was an event company. Come closely.
So it was what?
An event company, social network based on the event industry. So basically, what I was doing, I was helping people to get the ticket concerts. If you're looking for a concert, like a festival or whatever, we were working with all the biggest event companies, Eventbrite, Vivid Seat, name it. We had contract with all those companies, and we were reselling it while being a kind of Instagram where people could actually find the tickets and show their memories and experience through that platform. I raised fund with that. So basically, I had 2 Belgian investors that was part of Ellipsia, which is the VC that I've been training at the same time. So basically, I decided to drop out Harvard to be focused on that company. And at the end of the day, what happened is that Ellipsia decided to acquire the company, and I moved on to the next venture. But yeah, after London, I moved to the US to study at Harvard. And then I stayed about a year and a half, I'd say, like something like this. I stayed about a year and a half before dropping out. And then I switched my visa to a O1 visa, which is the extraordinary ability visa that was granted with another company that I've worked with, which was Search Team at that time, that now renamed Draft. We had like a lot of support from a lot of people. We had the vice president of France. We had the prime minister of Bahamas. We had the mayor of New York that was backing us up. So it was pretty easy to get a visa at that time because of all the contact that we had, because of all the help that we've been doing, and because of all this. But yeah, obviously there was good and there was bad, And I remember that with my business partner, we were doing some great work. We had like a lot of newspapers talking about us, like BBC, ABC, GA, and all those different, like over 200 outlets that was talking about what we were doing, how we help people, Like we help kids from Ukraine, getting like, opportunities in Germany. Like we built like different relationship with like a lot of people in Australia. So at that time, I remember that we decided to raise funds. Decided to do like a raising of $2 million with my business partner. So we had a contact, which was pretty easy for us. We got connected with like that very rich guy from the US that was living in North Carolina and that's had an exit in the cybersecurity. And so we
This
were
was after this is your second company?
this was the second.
Okay.
Yes. And so, yeah, the funny thing is that, so we've been celebrating it. We've been like, started hiring people or starting like planning everything and all the stuff. And then what happened is that we waited for like a week. The investor was like, oh yeah, we signed a contract. We signed a safe contract. We had everything completely closed. We had our lawyers that finished the paper, that filled all what he requested. And I remember that my business partner told me like, hey, let's just start working on like planning exactly how are we going to allocate those funds and how we are going to, make this better. How are we going to expand that company? So what we did basically is that we started hiring people. We started like booking like different like offices. We started like going crazy. We're like super excited about it. Like we were like just getting $2 million as a first like raising. Usually you start like with a seed round. For example, my first seed round with the company, I raised about 650 euros. 650,000 euros, sorry.
Yeah.
And so at that time, I was raising $2 million, like, one go. That was just insane with only one person, which is very good. And so what happened is that we actually never got the money. Like, we signed the contract, we got everything filled, and he's been telling us like, hey, you guys should wait like next week. I'm sending the fund and all those things. We're like, okay, no problem. Like 1 week goes by, and then another week goes by, and we're asking him what's going on. He said like, oh yeah, I just forgot like some like details on the transfer. And then another week goes by, and we're like, okay, this is a little weird. So what happened is that he came back to us and he told me like, after further consideration, I think that it's better for me to acquire you, like to buy you out. So you guys are going to have like shares on the parent company that I own, the cybersecurity company that I own, and you guys are going to work for me. And you guys are gonna have like a generous salary. You're gonna do like a minimum 6 figures, and you're just gonna run the company for me. And in exchange, you get like equity on the parent company and all those things. And we were like, wait a minute, that's not what we agreed upon. And I remember that was, we were super, super, super sad about like, we felt like betrayed. We felt like what was going on. And we read that actually this is something that was happening pretty much where like the investor tell you something, sign contract and all the stuff, but at the end of the day, back up. And it kind of weakened our,
Momentum.
Yeah, exactly. And we decided to step back and be like, what should we do? Should we sell it? Should we do something else? And then I told my business partner, look, I don't think that's the right idea to sell the company, especially because he was going to a direction that we were not actually agreed on. I mean, it was something completely different that we wanted to do. He wanted to build like an entire different like ecosystem. And so what basically we decided to do is that we declined the offer. And we told him like, we're sorry. We don't think that this was the right offer. But we are looking forward to like have you as an investor again if you want it. So basically, it was a turning point because at this time, we didn't know what to do. Like we had like a lot of people that we hired, a lot of things. Like we took commitment to a lot of things based on that letter, based on that signed contract that we had. So there was a lot of things that we had to fix, a lot of money that we lost because of that. And we felt like this was the end, like almost. Like we felt like the company wouldn't survive that because we've been so reckless. Instead of waiting for the money, we started like taking commitment everywhere. We started like getting offices. We started like spending a lot of money that we didn't necessarily have at the time. And so yeah, and at the end of the day, I told my business partner, we sat down and I told him like, look, we built something great. We did all this together, and we had all those people following us. We had all those people like believing in us. I think we should continue like this. Let's just bring that company without funding and without the needs of other people external needing to another level. And that's actually what we did. We didn't have any platform. We didn't have any, we had a platform, but it was a kind of website, a basic website. So I told him, look, I'm going to take care of the entire technical side. I'm going to take care of building the app. I'm going to take care of building like the technical ecosystem on that company, and you will take care of the rest. So the turning point is that we ended up actually getting better results. We finished the app. We started like big marketing effect. We got like new contracts. Like we've been able to partner with all the biggest and clubs in the world. We've been like organizing Trial Madrid. We've been organizing things in the UK. Like got like a contract from AC Milan, which is like a huge soccer team. And we ended up having like thousands of different athletes on our own without the help of.
Wow, with no funding.
Without funding.
And this is the same partner that you have today?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is the same partner I have today. And so it ended up pretty well, I'd say. And we ended up like having different sources of income and having different ability to actually generate revenue without the needs of actually getting fundraising, which is something very hard to do in the tech world.
Mm-hmm.
And so, this was,
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's incredible. You guys get funding after that? Like later on?
So later on, not really.
No. Okay.
Not really, because we didn't actually need any funding at that point. So we just decided to move on and continue like this and generating revenue like this while keeping our company 100% of our company. We did get like offer, but we were too traumatized from the past experience.
Yeah, it's reasonable.
Yeah.
No, that's awesome. That's an incredible story. So you guys basically bootstrapped it.
Yeah, we bootstrapped it we were not supposed to, but we did bootstrap. So.
And what do you do with the team and offices? You fire everyone and just.
Yeah, we cancel everything.
Yeah.
It was a mess, but had to fix it. I mean, we had to make sure like we had like that big guy that was like working in a big company in New York that we hired, and he was actually getting a house. He was getting a commitment based on the. He was like, and that was hard to break him the news, telling him like, actually, you know what, you don't get it, you don't have a job. We are not hiring you.
That's tough.
Yeah. Those kind of things that you have to deal with, and that was a big deal at the time.
Yeah, well, that's incredible. And since then, obviously, you've had, I mean, maybe not obviously, but you've had many other ventures that you've also started. Since I've known you, you started like multiple I mean, we could talk all day about all these different things, but the most recent one that you're still operating and scaling, and actually you're going to Bogota to set up offices now, is with the restaurant, which I think is such a huge thing for Latin America. Like it's such a, like the service here can use what you're providing. Yeah. I just say it like that.
I agree. I mean, this was the main reason why I started it, because I had a lot of, first of all, it was my own experience for the past 3 years, where like I was going a lot in different restaurants, eating there outside, and then I realized that the service sucks, literally. Mm-hmm. I mean, the point is that in order to order something, I had to wait like 15-20 minutes, which is not something that you want to when you go out, eating with like, I don't know, someone or by yourself. So I saw the need, and I saw a lot of people actually facing the same problem. And I told myself, like, how can I solve this problem? Mm-hmm. And this is how I came up with the restaurant ID, like with the hardware that is connected with the watch. and that gives like real metrics about like how long the waiter is taking. And so the business owner, like the restaurant owner, actually knows what's going on in his restaurant, because I realized that actually nobody's really calculating that. It doesn't exist. Like, and so I saw the need, and as a business-oriented person, I know that the data is what matters the most. Numbers don't lie, and so I told myself, like, what if I can show them what they're actually losing and how people are actually feeling in that kind of experience, and how can I show them that I can solve this? So this is how I decided to launch that new company. But yeah, that's right. Every time that I have an idea and I see that in my head, I really want it to be like alive.
Yeah.
So,
And you do it pretty well. I mean, and what restaurants can people go to today as of recording this, or in the very near future, that will have the service, that will have this this service, right?
So if you're in Medellin, we work with all the biggest groups in Medellin. So we've been partnered with Belisario. So if you go to Provenza, you will see Guzman y Mezcal, you will see Yakishan, you will see Posada Leon, you will see now, for example, El Tesoro, the shopping mall, same thing. So most of the groups here in Medellin, the biggest group owns a lot of different restaurants. So basically, we've been in talk and partnering now with Renato, which is the Cima and all those different restaurants that just in Las Palmas. And we've been with Assasinmente, with Café General, which is a place that a lot of different people goes with, especially expats and digital nomads. So I'd say that in most of the biggest place, you'll find us, like in the biggest spot bar of Medellin, Skybox. You will find us. Most of the biggest restaurant groups here used our service here in Medellin. So
Amazing.
it's pretty easy.
And you're not just in Medellin right now. You're also in what?
We have clients in the United States. We have clients in
you do?
Mexico.
Nice.
Yeah, right now in Mexico. We have clients in Peru. And we have clients in Bogota, obviously. And we are actually getting like different big groups of Bogota that is onboarding, and actually have a waiting list of a lot of restaurants actually.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's so cool. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
And also thank you for creating this for everyone, because it's such a need. Like, obviously we host so many dinners with the group, and man, we've had, like, even when we go in advance and we let them, like, I have a team that goes in and says, hey, we have a very specific need. We need the service to be like extra fast and good. And even then sometimes, and right, so for the average person just going out to any restaurant, the experience sometimes, when the standard from coming from, let's say, Europe or from the States, that standard is way higher. And so it's a shock when they got here and they're like, wow, this is a little bit different, a little bit slower, not as like fast, that sort of thing. But no, that's awesome. Congratulations, and thank you. for doing that and creating that for us.
Yeah, that's true.
What was it that originally brought you to Colombia? Like, why did you come to Bogota 4 years ago? What was it that originally brought you here?
Basically wanted to visit the world. Like, that was the main issue. My main reason that I also wanted to see how the Latin American market was. At that time, I believe that I wanted to see how we could get talents, like soccer talents and soccer athletes from Latin America, because I guess you know that Brazil, Argentina, and all those different countries have very great talents, hidden talents. So some part of it was for business, and the other part was for visiting the city. I was supposed to stay there for like a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, but I ended up like, it's been 4 years.
That happened. I just had the same conversation with Michael.
Oh, yeah.
Came for 3 days, then it was 3 weeks and 3 months.
Yeah. Ended up like it's been 4 years now. Yeah. And I don't think that I'm planning to leave. So that's amazing.
It's a pretty nice country.
Yeah.
Has a lot of pros.
The weather is perfect. And the food is great. I mean, in Bogota, especially, the food is pretty good in Bogota. In Medellin, the food is great. The people are like great people. Like, the culture and the community I discovered the community here, and I think that's what brings the most value here in that city in Medellin. It's the community that Medellin has of expat entrepreneurs, and that makes it different from the other cities that I've been. But yeah,
Yeah, big time. Yeah, I mean, well, let's talk about that because it's been a full year. So I'm sure there's probably many people watching this that have seen us, and maybe they're thinking of being part of the community, the Entrepreneur House and the Entre House. Which, by the way, depending on when you're watching this, we either have already established or we're in the process of creating that community in Bogota, which I know that you're going to, and as well as some other places like Mexico City and things. But yeah, how has that been for you? Like the year that you've been part of it, obviously you've gotten to meet a ton of people, make a lot of friends, go to a lot of the experiences and that sort of thing. And also you may have seen some of the evolution because when you joined, even just 1 year ago, I was talking to Michael and he came to an event almost 2 years ago, nearly, maybe not quite, but a year and a half. And he said that first event compared to the last event that he went to, completely, black and white difference, night and day difference. So anyways, how was that, how has the community been? Like, what's your experience been like?
it's been great. I mean, as I said, the created proximity is like a huge value. I've never met so many, talented people like in one group. And, when you have like a group like this, execution become like, something normal, something that you have to do because you are in constant competition with the others. And I mean, it's a great community to, move on, move forward. I believe that, your environment is very important to what defines you, what makes you what you are. I think that people that don't have the right environment will more likely going to, be assimilated to the environment that they have right now. And having a community like this is what actually I believe would make, contribute a lot to your success. And for having like so many people, all of them are so like talented, exceptional. I don't think there is anyone in the group that is not, like above, God level.
Well, that's our standard. So,
Yeah.
we have that, and we've also have evolved that. So the standard has been continuously being raised like that, not just like business wise, but like we're looking for very specific, and this, but very specific type of people who meet that criteria, that standard in terms of values, in terms of personality, in terms of, character, family friendly, all that stuff, because this is a Medellin. A lot of people have that image of partying and that sort of thing, which some people like doing that, but that is not what we do. So yeah, and I'm happy, like, and your experience, like personally, how has that been?
It's been amazing. I've met like most of my best friends in that group, like the people that I've been like going out, the people that I've been eating with, and the people that help me, my business, are all part of that group. I've got actually one of the sponsor of the last trial was part of the Entrepreneur House.
One of the last sponsors for what?
From my trial in Madrid, who sponsored the trial in Madrid. We had a sponsor.
Oh, okay.
And that
Nice.
he was part of Entrepreneur House, the Feel More Energy.
Feel More Energy.
Yeah.
Is that what? Is that the brand or what is that?
This is the brand, but this is from one of the member.
Oh,
yeah.
Feel More Energy. I actually don't even know who brand that is. Andres who?
Oyela.
Alea?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really? Okay. No, amazing.
Yeah, but yeah. Hey, he's doing that. That protein.
Yes.
And stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the
oh,
company
nice
brand. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. So yeah, we have jerseys with his name and his company on it, and he's been offering to our athletes like different products and show them how to work that, and yeah.
I didn't even know. No, that's amazing, man. I mean, I also have to say like thank you for being part of the group, because a lot of people in the group have gotten so much value. The point of the group is that it's a pure like advisory group, if that makes sense. It's not like a mastermind where people join and have a coach, but everyone that is part of the group is giving and sharing. So there's been so many people that you've provided value to, including myself. Like, you know, and I'd love to talk about this a little bit too, but the way that you think and look at software and AI and tech and scaling companies is unique to other people, and we can all kind of cross-pollinate those ideas. And then especially AI, like AI is the craze.
Exactly. Yes.
Everyone's talking about AI.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to be the latest, the greatest, have, you know, implement what, and it's, you know, it's becoming like rapidly advancing. So, you know, right now as of recording this, everyone's talking about the new Claude, the Claude for coding and Claude Bot or Claude, I think it's Claude Bot is what it's called.
Yes.
I personally haven't got into that. Tomorrow we're doing like an open session. So we have like 30 people going. Everyone's going to have their laptops and be sharing and like showing what people are building and, you know, coding and whatever, which I'm excited about because I'm going to learn. But I love to hear like, how are you leveraging AI? What are you using it for? What do you see as like the best use cases, and what do you think businesses should be doing right now that maybe aren't?
Right now, AI become a huge topic. Yeah, indeed. There is a lot of people that's talking about cloud bots. Yeah, like creating their own agents about like doing different stuff that, instead of like having an employee doing, or like instead of you doing it yourself, you can get something. I mean, an AI doing it for you 24/7, and you can exactly tell him what to do, how to do that, and when to do that. So this is like the magic of AI. It's basically being able to automate your own workflow. So how I use AI is, it's been helping me a lot. So basically, I actually try to automate the whole workflow that I'm doing. So for example, I don't write a single line of code anymore.
Really?
So basically what I do, I have an AI team writing code for me. So I built like an entire ecosystem of AI where like you have like a developer, an architect, a tester that will check like the whole process of the developer that is like, developing the the feature or whatever. And then you have like another AI that will check the code, another AI that will test the code, another AI that will make sure that there is no vulnerabilities or security problem. And then after that, we'll deploy the code on GitHub, for example. So basically, I communicate with that AI through that AI team through Telegram, and it tells me exactly what he did, how he did it, what push he did today. And I tell him, for example, create that new features, and he does that for me. I'll say, for example, increase the size of this button. Add more features, or like add more visibility into that.
And this is something proprietary that you created for
I created
your
for
own
myself.
use.
Yes. So this is completely local. This is something that I created myself. I built it myself on my own computer. Yes.
And what are you using for it? Is this CloudBot? Is this the involvement of different?
So basically, there is a lot of different AI tool LLM that you can use. So myself, I use Claude. Yes, I use Claude for most of the stats that I'm asking. But let's say that you want to use CloudBot. Right now, with Anthropic that decided to ban, API keys, external API keys for different software, people are actually switching to different to other LLM, such as, for example, Olama, that allows you to use like Kimi 2.5. That has been like a huge AI today. Like a lot of people have been talking about Kimi 2.5. That has like a significant power like into like coding, into like reasoning, into like different tests that you can ask that will give you similar results than Anthropic. Like a lot of people are talking about Anthropic being the best AI provider, but there is actually a lot of different other providers that can give you like great value for what you are doing. For example, Anthropic is very expensive. Like if you use Claude, you're gonna spend a lot of money.
Yeah,
If you don't know how to use
one of
that,
the more expensive ones. Yeah.
you're gonna spend a lot of money, and you cannot host it. Like there is a lot of blocking points using like Claude, but this is great, and I believe that this is the best AI today. Like in my own opinion, I believe that
Claude is the best.
Claude is the best.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, basically, you can do anything with AI today. You can do absolutely anything with AI. You can. I don't see something that cannot be done, and it's scary how fast like things are moving, especially in that space. And it's great. I believe it's great, it's nice, but scary at the same time because it's hard to keep up, like with all the news and everything that's going on, like like the swear agents, like you can now connect like different agents doing different tasks at the same time. You can now have like different stuff that is like mind blowing, and every single day you see new progress on that sector. So you have like video generation that's now like beyond reality. Like it's literally hard to see what is AI generated and what is not. Like photo shoots, like editing, like all those stuff now can be automated. All those stuff can be taken care of AI. So a lot of people are getting scared about like job being replaced, and I do believe that this is going to happen. But I think that leveraging AI today is more powerful than actually being scared of it. Like you can do a lot more by actually using AI today. That you can build your own company. Like there are some people that are like they didn't necessarily have funds before to create an app or create a website or whatever. Now they can do that by vibe coding like this. Yeah, we can get a website like in 10, 15 minutes, like a great website. So I believe that there's a lot of opportunities there. I believe that this space opened up like a lot of different, opportunity for startups to grow and to acquire more clients. But yeah, I think it's important to keep up to date with AI because the progress is, wow, crazy.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that we have you in our group to keep us updated and be around like everyone who's doing stuff like this.
Yeah.
So like have you shared that what you've built with anyone else, or are you just using it for yourself?
I use most of. I only use most of
just for yourself.
Stuff,
Yeah. Do you plan on sharing it with anyone, or is that just something you're gonna continue?
I mean, if someone needs it, why not? I mean, basically, I tailored my AI based on my needs, but obviously, if someone needs it, I wouldn't mind giving, helping them building something, or like giving them what I have, the tools that I have, and so yeah, I mean, obviously, I'm hoping to help anybody that needs help, and that's
no, that's amazing. So what would you say to someone that is in business but isn't using AI? How can they start implementing? What should a business do? Because a lot of people are saying, at least what I'm hearing, is don't fire your employees or don't replace your employees with AI. Instead, empower them with AI.
Yes.
Where can someone go? Like, do they just have to learn by themselves? Is there places you can have training? Like, how do you even start knowing what to do?
So it's very vast because AI is literally a lot of things. So you have different, wave, I'd say, into AI. You have like, technically, I'd say that it really depends on what you want to achieve with AI.
Right.
So obviously, for example, if you have a dev team, if using AI will be a plus because it, increase development time, like development time helps like automates like most of the work and get better results and deploy faster. I mean, technically, it helps like the entire ecosystem of your startup. So it really depends on what you want to do. But if you want to learn how to use AI, or if you want to, I'd say, let your team use AI, there is a lot of different documentation today because AI become a huge topic. So what I've been learning on was I've been reading a lot of Reddits. I've been like, getting news on X and watching a lot of YouTube videos about how to use it, how does it work, and all those things. Because I wasn't an AI expert right away. That's not, it wasn't, on my field of study. It's pretty easy to learn. It's just like very extensive. There's a lot of things to learn. But if you focus into one thing based on what you already do in your business, so let's say that, I don't know, you need, for example, a sales closer for whatever. So you can learn that specific field for your AI. You can build an AI that will help you sell stuff. For example, I do have like a software that actually mass emails people, called email people, and basically what it does, it books meetings for me based on what we're responding. It's gonna like auto reply and it's gonna wait for like a follow-up time days, and it's gonna tell you, for example, what's the best time. I built it in a way and taught that AI how to become an expert in sales. It's pretty easy. It's like like prompt engineering. Basically, you tell him what you want to do and how you want to do that. The AI is pretty smart, so it already knows most of, like, it's already been forged by all those big companies that's like like getting a lot of data, like giving them a lot of data that to train on. So you don't start from scratch. You don't have to have like a huge background in AI to start with AI. You just need to start. You just need to go and be willing to learn, and you will be learning. There is a lot of different documentations that helps you about that.
Do you have teams that you're having them get into that?
So pretty much everybody that I've been working on, my business partner, the people that I've that I've trained, and my sales team to use the AI, yes, they all use AI, and I tell them to use it. Because, I mean,
if you're not using it, it's like if someone didn't have a computer back when first computers came out,
Yeah, it's like going on a battle with a sword and while other people have guns, like
like, that's a good analogy.
Yeah, unfair advantage, like completely unfair advantage. And so you need to keep up and you need to use it. Yeah, I'd say that if I had to give an advice, use AI. Use it.
Well, now I'm excited to dive more into it. I'm excited for tomorrow. We're doing the co-work session and everything, but no, Gaetan, it's a pleasure having you. Do you have a place that people can find you online or connect with you somewhere?
Yeah, I mean, I'm on Instagram, Zeiko. You can find me on LinkedIn. I'm not like a very social person. Like I don't have a lot of social
media, like online.
So I don't have a lot of online presence, but I mean, the best way to reach me out would be like Instagram. So yeah.
Amazing. Well, thanks for being here.
Thank you for inviting me.
My pleasure.